All right. We have a lot of great stuff for you this week in movie news. Our first bit of movie news: Twitter users are calling for Sandra Bullock to lose her Oscar on the heels of the Blind Side controversy. Have you heard about this?
I have not heard about this.
Yeah, so apparently, you've heard of the movie The Blind Side.
Oh yeah, I've heard about the trailer. It's very, very good. A true story about a mother who takes in a football player.
Yeah, so apparently the real life football player was saying that it wasn't a fairy book tale like in the movie, and that he was basically used to make money and whatnot. And so that's why people are calling for Sandra Bullock's Oscar to be taken away, because the idea, or the whole fantasy behind the movie was a sham. And they're saying that she should lose her award, but it doesn't make sense because she had nothing to do with any of the controversy going on. She did a great job at acting in the movie, and it turned out to be maybe not true, but it's not a documentary. It's not like she was responsible for what happened behind the scenes. The movie is the movie. It's separate from real life, so I don't think she should lose her Oscar. What do you think?
I don't think that she should.
No. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why she would. She still did a great job acting in it. She deserves that award just as much now as she did back then. And I think that's the end of that. All right. Moving on. Indiana Jones star Harrison Ford reacts to a new snake species being named in his honor. Apparently, he's not a big fan of it. He said, "These scientists keep naming critters after me, but it's always the ones that terrify children." What do you think about that?
It's very, very interesting.
It's ironic,
Ironic.
because Indiana Jones, he hates snakes. I think that's hilarious. Obviously they did it for that reason, but I think that's funny. All right. It's always fun to hear from him. So he tells it like it is. Would you agree?
Yep, I agree 100%.
All right. Moving on. Let's try to keep a fast pace here. Oh, there's that. If for our viewers, there's a picture of the snake that was named after Harrison Ford. All right. Next bit of movie news. The Barbie movie is still crushing the box office. It's no longer number one. Blue Beetle knocked it out of its spot, but it's now Warner Brothers' highest grossing movie ever at the domestic box office. So that's great, man. It's still a powerhouse of a movie. You said you finally saw it, right?
I did, actually. It was very, very good. And of course, they referenced Zack Snyder Justice League cut. They referenced The Godfather in the movie. There were lots of references that were very, very awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This movie is about reality. About how a person gives up their toys when they play them in their childhood, of course. But it gives us a lot of information on how kids play with toys back then, and then of course nowadays when they grow out of it, then there's a huge difference.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot of different messages, like we talked about. You could, if anyone wants to see a more in-depth analysis of the movie, we have a episode on that, and Oppenheimer. It's our Barbenheimer episode. You could check that out. But definitely great movie. It deserves all the accolades and whatnot. Right. Next bit of movie news: Bradley Cooper. There's been some controversy over him playing Leonard Bernstein. Have you heard about the controversy?
I have not.
So apparently he's wearing prosthetics to look more like Leonard Bernstein, but a lot of people in the Jewish community are calling him out, saying that's basically they're saying it's almost like the equivalent of blackface, but they're calling it Jewface. They're basically saying that he's appropriating stereotypical Jewish features to portray Leonard Bernstein. What do you think about that?
I think it's somewhat.
Do you think it's good or bad? I mean, do you think they should have gotten an actual Jewish person to be Leonard Bernstein, or do you think it's okay for Bradley Cooper to portray him?
I'm sure it's okay for Bradley Cooper to do it, but I'm sure he wasn't poking fun at the character. I mean,
no, not at all.
I mean, actors are actors. They get paid to act. Only thing that is that I thought it would be okay with his estate. With the real Leonard Bernstein's estate.
You bring up a good point, because Leonard Bernstein's family defends Bradley Cooper over the maestro prosthetics that they used. The children of the late classical music great Leonard Bernstein issue a supportive statement amid complaints that Bradley Cooper's choice to wear a prosthetic nose in the upcoming Netflix biopic has undertones of anti-Semitism. So they think that he did a great job honoring their father, and they say they have no issue with it whatsoever. So, I mean, if they have no issue with it, I mean, I think that's the main point, is that if it's done from a great place, he wasn't trying to, be stereotypical about, Jewish people. He was just trying to get the features of the person down. It's been done before. I don't know if you've seen that movie about what's his name, J. Edgar Hoover. Leonardo DiCaprio wears prosthetics to look more like J. Edgar Hoover. It's a thing actors do. It had nothing to do with being Jewish and whatnot. And if the family backs up his performance, they see it coming from a place of authenticity, from the heart, then I see no issue with it. Would you agree?
Oh, definitely, I would agree with that.
All right. Moving on. We're moving on to Rumorville. A little bit of movie rumor news. Apparently, Hugh Jackman is reportedly, and I don't want to spoil anything. So just be cautious. I don't know if this is true, but there's rumors that Hugh Jackman is set to return for Avengers: Secret War. That would be amazing.
Whoa!
So I don't know if it's true.
Be amazing.
Heed the warning. This is information from the internet. You know how the internet spews lies. So we'll see if that's true. But that'd be great. I love Hugh Jackman, and of course he was in one of the first Marvel movies that kicked off the whole Marvel craze and whatnot. So. So it's going to be great to see him back. All right. Next bit of movie news. Mission Impossible 7 reportedly set to lose $100 million. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know. What do you think about it? Did you see the latest Mission Impossible movie?
Yeah. Was that Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw it in theaters. I had no idea it
Did
was
you like
going to
it?
lose money. I actually liked it, I thought that Tom Cruise was going to use a stunt double, but apparently he does his own stunts.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm kind of concerned because, at his age, probably he shouldn't be doing it, but I guess he likes to do it.
Yeah, you think after he broke his foot on one of the last Mission Impossible movies, he would have stopped doing it. But he just, he's a glutton for punishment, man. Did you see that footage of when he broke his foot?
I think I did.
You can watch it online. It's pretty.
Oh, no!
It's pretty gross, but he keeps on going, man. So when I asked you if you liked it, I saw a little bit of hesitation. Was there anything you didn't like about it?
The fact that Tom Cruise does his own stunts, and you
didn't like that? I thought that was like the main draw.
I mean, I liked the movie, but it just that it kept confusing me because it was like what's happening, what's going on. It's like.
So do you think it being like a two-parter made it less of a better movie?
I wish it was just the whole movie. I wish they wouldn't do this
exactly.
two-parter crap.
Yeah, I don't like that either. So I haven't seen it yet, so I can't speak too much on it. But yeah, I don't like when they split up movies like that. All right. Moving on. Speaking of people who do their own stunts, Gal Gadot calls out Hollywood stars who say they do their own stunts. But she gives Tom Cruise a pass. So apparently when actors say they do their own stunts, it usually is seen as like a badge of honor and a mark of pride. But Gal Gadot has other thoughts about the subject. She told Flaunt magazine, when people say I do all my own stunts myself, I'm like, really? Apparently she doesn't like that. The actress, who is best known for playing Wonder Woman, recently shared that for her Netflix movie Heart of Stone, she really bumped up the stunt work she did herself. She called the project full-on physical, between scenes of her fighting in the air, diving into the sea, and being chased up a mountain. That being said, she's not afraid to say that she didn't do it all by herself. So she's trying to pump up her team. She's really like saying how much she relies on stunt people to make her look good. And she sees a lot of people who say they do their own stunts, in a negative light almost, because they're taking away work from those kind of, stunt people and whatnot. What do you think about that? Do you prefer when actors do their own stunts, or do you like, when they give stunt people a chance to shine?
Oh, I like it when actors act, when they do their own stunts, but please, actors, please use a stunt double. We don't want you to get injured. Please.
Good point. So it's it's not only a safety issue, but it gives some people more jobs and whatnot. But of course, nobody's acting still because of the strike. It's still going on. Anyway, let's move on from this subject. Barbie. Back to Barbie movie. Oh no, wait. Ooh, I kind of skipped over something. Never mind. We already talked about the Barbie movie. A little clerical error there. Apparently, the Twister director. They're making another Twister movie. I think we talked about that. I
have no idea.
Yeah, they're making another Twister movie. Eventually, the Twister director says he wasn't consulted about the upcoming sequel. Filmmaker Jan de Bont added that his 1996 movie starring Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton cannot be remade because it used a lot of real life stunts and physical set pieces and whatnot, and then just the conditions created the perfect storm, so to speak, and whatnot. Pun intended. But he's saying that nowadays it's going to be all CGI. It's not going to have the same impact. What do you think? Do you think they could successfully revive the Twister franchise?
I have no idea, but my question is, are they going to do a CGI Bill Paxton, a CGI Philip Seymour Hoffman?
No, it's going to have different actors. That would be awful if they did that. But I mean, they might. I bet they might reference them at some point. But that'd be cool if they got like Philip Seymour Hoffman's son to be in it as one of the new storm chasers. But I doubt that they're gonna. I doubt that they're gonna do that. I don't know. I have no idea. They haven't released much about this movie, but. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think the CGI will enhance the story? Now with the new technology, they can make the Twisters look more real, or would you prefer them to do more physical, like real life stunts and practical effects?
Well, the practical effects are good. It just said I thought that the Philip Seymour Hoffman's brother was going to be in this movie because it is a tribute to his movie.
True. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they plan on memorializing any of the legacy actors who have since passed. But
I thought they were, but I have no idea because Hollywood is Hollywood, and I'm not gonna get too off topic about this, but the talk about Oppenheimer was that they wanted to use less CGI and more realism. Uh-huh. So I get the point. They don't want to use CGI. They want to use realism. I get the point.
Yeah. I mean, CGI could be good if they use it right, but I think it's best to use a mixture of things. But I believe the director is right, the director of the original Twister. I mean, it had so much more of an impact. I mean, obviously, they did use CGI, some early CGI for some of like the more crazy stuff they can pull off, like the cow flying in the air. You can't make a real cow fly through the air. You probably could, but PETA would be on your ass. And you don't want to hurt the cow, But anyway, not to get too off topic here. And then of course the Twister, it was like early particle effects and whatnot. You can't have a real Twister going around. But like the house explosions were real and the cars falling out of the sky and whatnot. It really led to that like weight of it. And I feel like obviously they're gonna do all CGI in the next movie. It's just going to feel like another generic, disaster action movie, like Day After Tomorrow or some shit. I don't know. But I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they can come at it from an angle that makes us excited about another disaster movie. You a fan of the first one?
Yeah, I remember this movie correctly because if I remember this movie, this was a long time ago. My mom had breast cancer and she was in the hospital. And I remember that she was watching Twister.
Oh, yeah?
I guess she brought over a portable DVD player and I guess she watched it. And then after that, I went to the hospital again and then she had, I guess it was like breast cancer again. I'm not sure. But I remember that Inspector Gadget was on there. And I remember watching it. I've been feeling this nostalgic stuff because I love movies like that. Even though they're over the top, they are funny and hilarious.
Yeah. Two great comfort movies, Twister and Inspector Gadget. I remember I had a teacher in middle school who fucking hated Inspector Gadget with a passion. But not to get too off topic here. Anyway, moving on. Next bit of movie news: the Snow White director's son criticizes the insulting remake. David Hand, the son of the director of Disney's original Snow White, calls the company's reboot woke and pathetic. Following Rachel Zegler, the star, who's playing the new Snow White, criticizing his father's 1937 film as extremely dated. It's a whole different concept, and I just totally disagree with it. And I know my dad and Walt would also very much disagree with it. Hand said he called it a disgrace, and that Disney is trying to do something new with something that was such a great success earlier. Their thoughts are just so radical now. They change the stories. They change the thought process of characters. I don't know. He sounds like a bit of a fucking nut. What do you think about this?
Well, this could be a little different. This could be a little new. I mean, I'm not sure, but I did hear that Gal Gadot was gonna play Snow White.
Oh, I thought she might. I thought she was gonna play the evil queen or something.
I have no idea, but there was something about like where she's gonna play the evil queen, Snow White. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. As far as his comments go, he sounds like an absolute asshat. I mean, like, I get it when they change something that's been beloved, but I mean, you got to update it. I mean, I don't agree with a lot of the changes that they made. They look kind of dumb. I mean, like the crazy, like, instead of doing like the Seven Dwarves or whatnot, they have just like a bunch of randos, and I don't know. It just looks crazy, and I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I don't necessarily agree with the changes they're making, but he's going like hard, like alt-right on them, and like super political with it, and I don't know. It just like I can't take him seriously when he's coming at it like that. Just let it go, man. We'll always have the original. Whoever wants to watch the original, if someone wants to watch the new one, I don't know. It's just, we got to view it on its own merits. It hasn't even come out yet. For all we know, it might be a great movie. It might be a garbage movie. I don't know, but we haven't even seen it. I'm not going to make any judgments. Like I said, you can make some minor judgments. Like obviously what we see from behind the scenes stuff and what they're talking about, but. You gotta have some reservations and whatnot. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. You don't have to make some crazy ass political.
But always stay positive, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, stay positive. Listen to DJ the Movie Man Wagner. Stay positive. That's a good message for this world nowadays. Everything's so fucking crazy. Everyone's nuts. That's just my 2 cents. I'm steaming over here. Okay. Moving on. Let's move on from this. AI. The topic of AI is so hot button issue. More than 100 days into the writer's strike, fears have kept mounting. And this is an article from The Hollywood Reporter. Fears have kept mounting over the possibility of studios deploying AI intelligence to competently pen scripts. But intellectual property laws have long said that copyrights are only granted to works created by humans, and that doesn't look like this is changing anytime soon, because a federal judge on Friday upheld a finding from the U.S. Copyright Office that a piece of art created by AI is not open to protection, so you cannot copyright AI art. I think that's a great win for artists everywhere, because now anyone like in a studio who creates something with AI as a means to subvert, trying to pay an artist for their work, they won't be able to copyright it, and it's basically open for fair game. Anyone can use it, essentially. I think that's great. So if you really want something that's copyright protected and your own, you got to pay an artist. What do you think?
I think my heart is full, but I am speechless.
So do you agree that is a great win for artists?
Definitely agree 100%.
Yeah.
That the judge is correct. I believe that AI is like not copyrighted for other purposes, but I think that in the future when they decide to get James Earl Jones to voice Darth Vader again, or just they have Reese Feature to use his voice and whatnot to be Darth Vader again. I guess they're gonna do that stuff again, but if they do it, then they should just do it at their own discretion, because it's almost getting out of hand. Yeah,
AI, it could be a great tool in the tool bag of creativity. But where people are drawing the line is that it should not replace the artist. It should not, art should have a soul to it. And if an artist chooses to use AI as a tool, of trying to create their vision, then that's one thing, but to completely circumvent the artist and then try and create something that I think that's crossing the line, man. I think that this is a great win. One statement that he made, I thought that kind of sums it up perfectly. He said, "Human authorship is a bedrock requirement." So I think it's great that they're focusing on making, artists the sole method of creation versus making AI the sole method of creation. Like I said, it could be a tool, like using AI to do James Earl Jones's voice, obviously with the permission of his estate or with him, if he's okay with it or if his family's okay with it, great. And, if it should only be used with permission and whatnot.
Yeah, but speaking of this AI, there is some music on YouTube, and it's about the late Johnny Hardwick, and he is singing the classic songs of Creedence Clearwater,
and that's using AI.
Leonard Skinner, the Simple Man. It's fantastic. It's awesome. I didn't know it was going to happen, but it's fantastic. And of course, they did some AI with, of course, the late Brittany Murphy, and of course, her character is singing Dolly Parton's song Jolene. I got super surprised. Yeah, I'm like,
that's funny. See, now if it's for comedy purposes, if it's for like a TikTok video or an Instagram story or whatever, I think that's fine. But to do it like, in a series to try and use AI, there's no soul there. The person's obviously gone. Like I said, and maybe if they have the permission of the estate or the family or whatever, yeah, I guess. But even then, I feel like, just hire another actor to do a version of that character, or not even include that character at all. But if you have to have the character, hire someone else who can do a similar voice. It's happened for years. People have replaced Bugs Bunny and Kermit the Frog and whatnot. So, just hire someone else. Give someone else a chance to support their families. I think that's the main concern about AI. It's taking away jobs from people who want to be creative, giving it to a fucking robot. Yeah, that's just stupid. Anyway, moving on. Before I get too steamed. Anyway, Blue Beetle. Have you seen Blue Beetle?
I have not, but I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
And of course, it has George Lopez with that big beard of his, and
he looks good with the beard.
And of course, Susan Sarandon as the bad guy.
Yeah.
It looks interesting.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's been the latest DC flop. Blue Beetle earned $10 million in the film's domestic opening day. Not a very high number. It did knock Barbie out of the number one spot, but definitely it's not going to earn nearly as much. It's in one of those movies that's going to fade away fairly quickly. It has a small base of supporters, but overall, not a big hit, for Warner Brothers and DC over there. So it's just another in a long line of failures. Unfortunately, I want to win for DC. They haven't been doing too well, apart from like the Batman and whatnot. And then, of course, they have Aquaman, which is set to come out sometime. I don't know when. Of course, that has been, fraught with a lot of reshoots and rehashes, and that's poised to be another big disaster. And of course, that's going to be like the last of the current iteration of the DC universe, and then eventually we'll get to the new slate. I don't know. It's just a whole, it's a whole big mess. I don't know. What do you think? Are you interested in seeing Blue Beetle at all?
Maybe. I mean, when I saw the trailer, it looked pretty, suspenseful, but it didn't do well in the box office?
No, not at all. I like the actor. I feel bad for him. It seems like he has a great cast. It seems more full of life than a lot of the other DC projects, but unfortunately, it's not slapping with the audiences, man. I think that has to do with a lot of the stuff that came before it. I think superheroes in general, just people are getting tired of. It's unfortunate, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll watch it when it comes out on HBO Max or something like that. But it hasn't done very good. Right. Next bit of movie news: Disney officially being sued for lying about box office profits. This is via Deadline. Disney is officially being sued by financier TSG, who claims that the media giant used nearly every trick in the Hollywood accounting book to allegedly lie about and hoard hundreds of millions in box office profits. What do you think about that?
I think it's somewhat different because I haven't heard about this stuff, but doesn't Disney own the rights to The Simpsons and other stuff? But so what's this stuff pertaining to anyway?
Apparently, they've been quoted as saying this windowing of film distribution is designed to maximize profits for the studios and stakeholders like TSG by preventing one distributed revenue stream from cannibalizing another. The lawsuit says when the windows are collapsed on one another, the studio and its investors miss out on significant potential sources of revenue, whatever that means. The complaint calls out a major shift in the 20th slate's pay one release window. I don't know what these things mean. I'm just reading this article here. The complaint calls blah, blah, blah. After acquiring the studio, Disney ordered 20th Century Fox to renegotiate the output deal and surrender a significant portion of its guaranteed HBO license fees. In return, for HBO letting the films stream on Disney Plus and Hulu. Well, that movie's been, I don't know what any of this means, but bad on Disney. Bad Disney. Get down. All right, moving on. I don't know any of this lawyer talk. Sorry for wasting y'all's time. Gears of War. Are you familiar with that game?
Very vividly.
Yes. Apparently, Zack Snyder wants to direct a Gears of War film. So that could be kind of exciting. He has a very grand visual style, which I think would be perfect for a video game movie. So Netflix currently has the rights, and a script is in the works. So I don't know how that's possible because the writers are on strike. AI? Uh-oh. I don't know. No, I'm just made that up. I don't know. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if this ever gets off the ground. Are they going to make art ever again? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. What do you think, though? Would you like to see a Zack Snyder's Gears of War?
It looks interesting.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I have not seen the trailer, but
I mean, there is no trailer yet. It's still in early development.
It looks interesting. Zack Snyder has a vision of what movies are. He has seen it through a director's eye. He has a good perspective of movies. I think it's going to be a great, great movie.
I know it's going to look visually stunning. Another movie that's going to look visually stunning, Dune 2. If we ever get to see it, it's been delayed to 2024 amid the strikes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, of course, it's been bound to happen. I mean, they're going to keep pushing shit back and back. And I mean, they could. I think the film might be done, so they could technically release it, but they can't do any promotion for it. And I feel like that's a movie killer. Sometimes you can't do any red carpet or any press. So they're afraid that's going to hurt the box office a lot. So they're going to wait. They're going to hold out. I do want to see this movie. The first one was pretty good, and I want to see the second one. So we'll see. I'll just have to wait. All right. This brings an end to This Week in Movie News.